Hello everyone, my name is Divya. Welcome to History Lessons. So today we will start with a topic called Paleolithic period. Now this Paleolithic term is basically derived from two Greek words, that is old stone. This age covers the time from the first humans to about 8000 BC, and this Paleolithic begins with the appearance of the early human beings. They were very different from the modern human being, in terms of brain capacity, in terms of the appearance and everything. Now these early humans, they were basically nomadics, okay, nomads, right? So they used to move from one place to another in search of food, and that is why they were also called hunter gatherers, right? So, and the tools that they used to use for their hunting or for other purposes, they were very primitive. But today we will talk about that, how they used to manufacture those tools and what were the techniques that they used to put in making those tools, right? So let's start with the topic. So Paleolithic period is divided into three phases, and these phases, are divided in terms of the improvement in ideas and the improvement of, tool making techniques, right? So it is divided into three periods, that is Lower Paleolithic, which range from 250,000 to 1 lakh BC. Then Middle Paleolithic, that is 1 lakh BC to 40,000 BC, and Upper Paleolithic period, that is 40,000 to 10,000 BC. Now this Lower Paleolithic is also divided into two culture, that is Sohan culture and Acheulean culture. Now this Sohan culture is basically named after river Son, which is in Punjab. Now it is in Pakistan, in northern Pakistan. Okay, and this is represented by pebble based tools. Okay, for example, the chopping tools, and also it is found in Kashmir and Thar desert. So basically it covers the sub-Himalayan region, that is in northwestern India, right? Now we talk about the Acheulean culture. Then Acheulean is basically named after the site Saint Acheul, that is in France. Okay, and it is characterized by the tools called hand axes and cleavers, and it was also used to call Madrasian culture, because the hand axe, it was first discovered near Madras in 1863. So it was a very popular tool making tradition in peninsular India. So these two traditions, they are very distinct. And then comes the Middle Paleolithic, which start from 1 lakh BC to 40,000 BC, and the characteristic tool in this period was flakes, which were found in different part of India, and also show various regional variations. So the principal tools are the varieties of blades, like bores, scrapers, burins, and cores made of flakes, right? So the Middle Paleolithic period, they were marked in advance in tool making technology, and we have a medium-sized flake tools in this period. So these tools were very thinner and also smaller, and compared to the early Paleolithic period. And the materials that were used, for example, agate and jasper and chert. Okay. Paleolithic period, which was from 40,000 to 10,000 BC, we see a further reduction in size and weight of the tools, and this phase was basically dominated by the flakes and burins. And also, it was a period when the climate was less humid, so it coincided with the last phase of the ice age, when the climate was comparatively warm. So we it marks the appearance of new flint industries and also modern man, that is Homo sapiens. And if we talk about its sites, then we find which have been found in like Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Central Madhya Pradesh, Southern Uttar Pradesh, and South Bihar Plateau, and in the upper levels of the Gujarat dunes. Okay. If we talk about the tools, then they give us important information about the behavior of our ancestors, right? And the various techniques that our ancestors were using for manufacturing those stone tools. So if we talk about the lithic technology, then it involves two things, planning and then the technique. Now if we talk about the planning, then planning is like you see a stone tool, right? You see a stone, right? Then you have to like think that what shape you are going to give it, and then and how you are going to give that shape to it, the method that you are going to use to make that tool out of that raw material, right? So all these things need a very great thinking, right? So and then the next is technique. Okay, so technique is like the use of hands and fingers to give the tools a desired shape, right? So if we talk about the technique, then we have like lot of technique like anvil or a block on block technique, freehand held technique, Lactonian technique, Levolution technique, Musterian technique, etc. But if we talk broadly, then there are like three tool making techniques which are described as direct percussion, indirect percussion, and pressure application, right? These are the name of the techniques. So these three, they are basically the example of direct percussion. Percussion technique, what happens that a stone or a pebble was hit perpendicularly on the edge of another stone, so that they can produce a big and a massive flake. Okay. For examples, and these flakes, they were those pieces which were removed from a large block, and flakes were those pieces which were removed from large block of stone. Okay. And the next technique is indirect percussion. Now with time, what happens that man was able to control his strokes and directing his blows at a specific angle near the edge of a stone. So in indirect percussion, what happens, sorry for the background noises, so in indirect percussion technique, what happens that the pressure on the core is not put directly, but indirectly, as you can see, right, through an object which can be either hammer or anything, as you can see. So to take out the flakes of a desired shape and size, and the pressure technique refers to the method in which flakes are removed not by hitting directly or indirectly, but by putting pressure at one specified point to make flakes jump out of the core, right? So, and for example, scrapers, borers, and owls, these are a few tools which were formed due to this from this technique. So these are the Paleolithic tools, as you can see. Like first is chopping tool, then hand axe from pebble, then cleaver made from large flakes, and then hand axe. These were basically found in early Paleolithic period, and the basic material was mostly quartzite. Then you see blade, burins, 7th and 8th is scrapers. We see that in Middle Paleolithic period, where the materials used were agate, jasper, and chert. Okay, so And the predominant technique followed in the Middle Paleolithic period is also known as Levolution, okay, which was named after French site. And in this technique, the core was first dressed or trimmed to obtain a tortoise shape, and flakes of desired size were produced after hitting at a specific point of desired size. If we talk about the distribution of Paleolithic sites and tools, then the Paleolithic tools, which could be as old as 1 lakh BC, have been found in the Chota Nagpur Plateau, and these have been found in Kurnool district in Andhra Pradesh. Then, they were these tools, they were made up of quartzite, and hence the Paleolithic man in India, they are also known as a quartzite man. And you guys must be knowing that in early Paleolithic, the major raw material that were used to make these tools was quartzite. Okay. Now, then we have like a factory sites also that has been discovered. For example, if we talk about the raw materials, right? So, for example, there are certain sites in Hunski Valley, Karnataka, and Balan Valley, UP, which have been characterized as factory sites. That is the sites where tools were made of, local raw materials and sent to other places. Okay, so it also suggests that there were some sort of barter exchange among the prehistoric society. If we talk about the sites, then these are spread almost all over the Indian subcontinent and foothills of the Himalayas in the north to Tamil Nadu in the south, and from Peshawar and Sindh in the west to Meghalaya, that is mainly in Garo Hills, and also Bengal in the east. However, the places like Indus, Ganga, and alluvial plains of Indus, Ganga, and Yamuna rivers, we don't find any Paleolithic site. In the north, in Rivat, in the valley of River Son in the Potwar Plateau, has reported the earliest pebble tools, dating back to 2 million years. Then these pebble tools, they also belong to later dates, are found from various other regions such as Jhelum Basin and the river terraces of Bias and Himachal Pradesh and Ladakh, and Falagaon in Kashmir Valley. Then in Sindh, Suku, Rohri Hills also have reported Acheulean tools. And while this Sanghaho cave near Peshawar has yielded evidence of Middle and Upper Paleolithic occupation. In Rajasthan, we have Paleolithic cultures comes both from Marwar and Mewar. Okay, and an important place in this state is also Didwana, which is in district Nagaur, where a nearby site of Singhi Talab contains successive layers of lower to upper Paleolithic materials. Then in Western India also, the tools made on agate and jasper have been reported from various sites in South Gujarat, Saurashtra, and Kutch. Now, Maharashtra, it is very important, site. For example, like Nevasa, on a stream called Pravara, which is a tributary of Godavari, and Patne in the Tapti river system, we have, so many stone culture from the Middle Paleolithic to Mesolithic culture has been found here. So, among Upper Paleolithic remains found here is a disc bead made of fragment of an ostrich egg shell. Okay. In Madhya Pradesh, we have rock shelters at Bhimbetka and Adamgarh. It has also yielded evidence of prehistoric occupation from early Paleolithic to the Mesolithic period. Then in UP, Paleolithic remains have been discovered from various places, but mostly from the Balan Valley. Then in East Assam and the neighboring areas also, for example, Meghalaya, we have some prehistoric artifacts. Okay. In peninsular India also, Andhra Pradesh is rich in Paleolithic material, and it is reported mainly from the district of Kurnool, Chittoor, and Nalagonda. In Kurnool region, an important habitation site is the Muchachatta Chintamani Gavi cave, which has revealed not only the earliest bone tools but also the earliest trace of hearth fire in India. Okay, in Karnataka, Malaprabha, Ghataprabha region जो है, our tributary system of the river Krishna contains a number of Paleolithic sites such as, you know, Hunsgi and Kovali and Angavadi. ठीक है, the site of Kovali is considered to have been an open air factory site. Okay, and in North Tamil Nadu, Attiram Pakkam is one of the key sites of the South India or the lower Paleolithic industry, right? If you guys want to read about it, then this book, Prehistory and Proto-History of India by V.K. Jain is an amazing book. I mean, you guys can get a pretty good idea about the lithic age, and it is also in a very, simple language. Okay, so it's a good book, so you can refer this book for this topic. If you like this video, then please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.